the only person that knew where he was his manager, Rainwater, and he didn't really want to tell nobody anything like that because he already had ops all over Dallas and Texas, man. Because a lot of people, they was jealous of the fact that he was getting way more bread, man. A lot of the people, Trapboy Freddy even said it himself. He sent the warning. Everybody should have paid attention at that point. And this is the sad situation because if you rocking with Mo3, go ahead and put the threes in the comment section right now. Put the 333s in there. At the end of the day, you got to realize that everybody that already knew the dudes was trying to get after him, he should have never went to that girl's house. It's like they already was trying to put tabs on where he was at. Somebody tried to put the air tag in his car, and they saying that this is how they actually was able to ping his location when he was going on that on ramp. It's exactly once they knew he was on that highway. The only place he was headed back to was either the studio or his crib. This is when they knew he was not going east, he was going west. So they jumped on and they seen him. That's when everybody masked up with Pooh Shiesty masks because they actually know Mo3. Mo3 knew the people who was trying to get him. This is the reason why they wore masks and everything like that. But the dash cam footage that caught everything is basically going to be the thing that gets the justice because they already talked to Rainwater and everything like that. He said he don't recognize the people or nothing like that. But they also said that Rainwater, he's the only person that knew what was in his glove compartment and he moved it. And this is the big thing about why a lot of people think that he was set up, man. And it's a crazy thing because nobody should have that much detail on you. They shouldn't know where you going. They shouldn't know what you got in your glove box or nothing like that because at the end of the day, the rappers got one of the most dangerous jobs out there and you got to be able to like pretty much back yourself up. A lot of people for whatever money and whatever other reasons, they will try to set you up and get you robbed or whatever like that because it's a dog eat dog world out here. It's every man for themselves, especially when you down in Texas like that and the way that everything's been run. It's the rappers or everybody there. You got to understand if it ain't Houston and if it ain't Dallas, everybody got to like check in. They all trying to get the bag. And this is where when Mo3, he was just trying to do what he does and everything like that. And a lot of people was still hating. This is why they was basically hypnotized by the hate. They planned and plotted against him. Somebody could have put bread on his head and everything because why would they go out their way to try to do this? So it must have been personal. They already had some ongoing situation that caused them to try to get after him and everything like that. This is why people got to watch close who they keep, man, because at the end of the day, everybody's always trying to plan and plot. Everyone got their own motive. Everybody trying to make sure they get their own finesse out of everything. And it's just the way things are, man, because at the end of the day, you got to realize that nobody's going to have your back. Like, you got to understand, even Mo3, he was like about to hit tens of millions, $100 million and everything like that. And nobody from his group, no one ever told him to get out the hood and everything. He should have never been riding around in that whole area because there was dudes after him. He already knew that. And it's a sad situation because they set him up. They were the ones that was trying to get like him. He wasn't trying to beef with them. And so because he wasn't trying to beef with them and he still stayed in his own city, they just basically waited and followed him around until he met these girls. And then they already know the girls and everything. They DM him trying to get the location. And it's a whole lot of stuff going on because everybody, they don't got it like 3. They don't got the millions like 3. So they trying to scramble and scrape to figure out how they going to be able to get a finesse off of this. How are they going to be able to eat? Who do they got to tell? Who do they got to drop the location to? And it's sad that this whole, like, everybody is acting like that these days because most people, they're broke, they don't got a lot of stuff. That's why they have to resort to trying to set another person up. And you never know if the people that's the closest to you are the ones who was actually in secrecy trying to plan something out. And so that's why you have to keep in mind that everybody got to keep their head on their shoulders. You can't trust nobody, man. Like Mo3, he was moving the way he was trying to move. It was all right, but he had to understand that he couldn't trust nobody, including the girl house he went to, the Rainwater, the manager. They already knew too much about him. They already knew where he kept his things and his fire at and everything. So when push came to shove and everything hit the wall, then he tried to go and protect himself and do what he needed to do, but it was gone. Who moved it? This is what the biggest question is that Mo3, he was reaching for something, trying to like actually bust back and get out that jam and try to protect himself, do what he had to do, the self-defense. But then once he opened the glove box and nothing was inside there, then he knew somebody has something to do with this, because there's no way that any other time when he don't need it is there. But then when he absolutely needed it and his whole life on the line and everything like that, and boom, it's gone. That's when everybody went to Rainwater and asked him who was the last person in Mo3 car, who was the last person that drove his car, because it looked obviously like somebody moved his strap. They moved the pole up the glove box, and Mo3 didn't have no way to try to fight back against the dudes who was coming after him. They kept speeding up on the highway, catching up to him. He was in something regular. And so he couldn't outrun them. And when they kept getting close by the window and they would fire, like they would dump a lot of rounds into the car. They was dumping rounds, boom, boom, boom. He was trying to hit he was like hitting low. He was getting low, still trying to hold the wheel, but he was trying to open the glove box because he knew he had something in there that was going to help him basically fight these dudes off and be able to see another day and get out this jam. That's it. If he would have just been able to like get out of there and lose them or make them fall back, then he would have been able to be around and everything like that. But the fact that he didn't have what he needed and somebody moved it and it wasn't there when everything like in the moment said, oh, you got to go get that. You got to go use that, man. And he opened it and it wasn't there. So they knew for a fact somebody had known that Mo3 didn't have like everything he needed to, and that this was the perfect time for the people to follow him onto the expressway. Because once he hit the expressway, like he should have took off and he should have had a fast car. He should have had the fast car, because if he would have had a faster car, he would have been able to put that into the next gear, and the dudes wouldn't have been able to catch up to him if he was in something like real fast and everything. And like this is why we have to go back and realize that you have to move in a certain type of way where just in case if anything does go down, you got the right things, you got the right tools you need, you got the right fast car and everything, so you could basically be able to escape, because we got to live to see another day. People got mouths to feed, they got roofs over their heads and everything. They want to make it back home to their girl, to their family and all that. And it's always going to be some dudes who's hating, that's going to try to knock you off, that's going to try to get in the way and stop everything. But you had to push through, and Mo3, he tried to make it out. He tried to do what he could, but somebody tampered with everything that he had going on, and they dropped his location, and basically people was side talking and running plays on him while this whole thing was going on. And this is all due to the jealousy, the envy, the greed, the money, the fact that he had it, and a lot of people they were trying to get it, but they wanted it faster. They didn't want to have to work. They didn't want to have to wait like how Mo3 waited all them years in the hood and everything, and then he got it out the mud. A lot of people, they want the quick come up, and so this is why they try to get at Mo3 and basically try to take him out. And the dudes even ran up to the car and really try to get his jewelry and whatever money he had. They looked through his belongings and everything before they scattered and scrammed, man. So this is the whole thing. Let me know what y'all think.